Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there. Hello, kids. Welcome back. It's that time again. She's a little bit salty.
He's way too petty, and together we're the Salty and Petty Podcast. Duh.
Duh. That's right, kids. And this time, the bride is going to get her revenge. That's right. We're back. We did Kill Bill Volume 1 about a month ago. Now, we're going to do Kill Bill Volume 2 and wrap this whole darn thing up.
We should have did it like the movies and waited 6 months.
Oh, but you know what? I was looking. I think the actual release.
It's like we don't have time for that. We have other shit to do.
Well, the actual release date it was 2004, so it was 20 years ago. But it was April, so we're gonna be pretty close. I can't believe it's 20 years ago.
Yeah, the 90s weren't 10 years ago. Sorry.
I know. All the stuff after the year 2000 seems newfangled to me.
Like I said, 2014 was pretty much when I stopped giving a shit about anything. So
you're like, yeah, 10 years before that, this track's okay. I think it's just like all kinds of media, just
It just got really bad. Like that's when like the streaming started to really take off, when it was more than just like Netflix and Hulu, and it just like the cultural relevancy of stuff just kind of diffused, and the living room died. To quote South Park, the living room died.
And again, everything just seems like remakes at this point. I mean, some good, some not, but it's just like everything's remakes. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, I'm ready for something new.
I mean, at least we have Invincible. Stay tuned later.
Yes, and X-Men '97. Stay tuned.
Well, that's still that's actually a remake, though.
I know, yeah.
Well, a continuation.
Yeah.
What do they call it? A rebookable or whatever.
That sounds naughty. But yeah, no. Stay tuned next episode for our. We'll cover the beginning of X-Men '97, the 2-episode premiere.
Okay, question.
Okay.
For me personally, I think it's better to watch this movie the 4 hours straight through than as 2 separate movies, because this movie was made at the same time. It was meant to be one movie, but that 4-hour runtime in 2004 was just not it. Like there was no freaking way they were letting Quentin Tarantino do a 4-hour movie of just blood bath and crash jokes, and feet shots. It just wasn't happening.
I don't think
It makes it better for me.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever watched these back to back. I should. I think it would be better.
Because it's meant to be seen as one movie, and I think that's something that like gets kind of missed on people. Like, oh, why is part 1 like this and part? Well, it's not really part 1 and part 2. It's a continuation.
No, you know what I really want? Well, I was looking for the background art for this. I saw, I don't know at what point and where this was at, but some theater must have did like a double feature where they played them back to back. I'm like, oh, I'd love to go to a theater and watch these back to back.
I'm surprised they actually aren't doing that for the anniversary.
Oh yeah, for part 2.
They'll probably wait for the 25th anniversary, honestly.
Oh, maybe.
Also, Quentin Tarantino's got like way too much controversy around him too at this particular point.
Oh yeah,
like he's just become like kind of a hassle, especially since that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Brad Pitt and dissing like just Bruce Lee and the whole thing. It's just finally gotten to be too much, and people aren't
yeah,
just not pleased with him. Like he was on his way to being a really good like director of his generation. He was a script doctor for so long. I mean, I still enjoy his earlier movies, but like his later movies, like I think it really like took a dip with Inglourious Basterds, where I just really stopped caring about his movies. It's like, no, I don't know what's going on here. I don't want to know what's going on here. Like that whole alternate timeline like thing that he has in like the movies, like within Inglourious Basterds like universe, whatever that cigarette company universe is called. Like it's too much. So weird.
I know, but it's Hollywood. Wait 4 or 5 years, people will forget.
Well, he's pissed off some important people, so we'll see. They're kind of old though, so they might die. So.
Oh, damn.
Most Hollywood studio heads are pretty old, bro.
Well, yeah.
They're like senators. They hold on to power. They die at their job unless they get ousted by the shareholders. So anyway, yeah. I just thought that is my trick to this movie. If you have 4 hours to spare, which I don't think anybody does these days, but if you do, I recommend watching it back to back.
Yeah, one of these days I want to do that.
But as it stands, I think Volume 2 is the better movie just because Volume 1 is kind of slow. And Volume 2 has the best action. Obviously, Daryl Hannah and Uma Thurman's fight scene is the best fight scene in all of Quentin Tarantino's universes. So, yeah, like hands down, this is the best fight scene between the two movies. We get like a lot more backstory exposition in this one, but it doesn't feel like wordy to me. I guess that's good, but it's very Bendis. It feels like I think these two have a lot in common. It's very much, what do you mean? Elaborate, like when he's talking about Pai Mei, like it's like because there's no, I guess he couldn't figure out a way to tell it dramatically. Like he literally is just spouting exposition, and I hate that. It's like show don't tell, like that's the key of movie making, right?
It seems like Quentin Tarantino is another Bendis.
He's notorious for that.
He loves these big speeches and
Oh, I finally remembered the movie that I was talking about, where Quentin Tarantino was supposed to direct, but for whatever reason, like I think he pissed off James Gandolfini. Is that who it was? Or maybe it was Christian Slater. It's True Romance. It's one of my favorite movies, and he wrote it, and he was supposed to direct it. And he also hates how they changed his ending. But I think that he does tell you how it's supposed to end, but I think that the director's cut is way better than what he initially planned. But yeah, so that's the name of the movie that I was thinking of. That was when I was in my Christian Slater phase.
Yeah.
I'm a 90s kid, sue me.
I rewatching this movie, it's better than I remember, but it is such like a slower pace than the first one.
Yeah. But like the first one was like, they fight for 15 pages with like no.
Well, we're traveling too, and then you get that big fight at the end and stuff, and you got to set the world, and then it's like she's waking up from the coma and stuff, and there's a lot.
I mean, what's worse, being in a coma or being buried alive?
I mean,
because like people are disgusting. I would much rather be buried alive than have be laying in a coma with people diddling me. Like, I can't defend myself.
I was gonna say we kind of gloss over that. Yeah, she was getting raped during that. Yeah, that's
Ooh. So I do like how we kind of open up, and like shout out to this movie. Like it had a $30 million budget and it grossed $152 million. Like,
well, I think after that first one, there, just that bloodbath at the end of the first one, everyone's like, and again, it's a cliffhanger. It's like we got to see how she kills Bill.
Yeah, well, yeah. And so it's like, the whole being buried alive seems like, babes, the movie's called Kill Bill, and we know the style that it's made in, so obviously she's not gonna die. But wouldn't that have been great?
Oh, jeez. Does DeMatteis get some shekels?
Nice. So yeah, we kind of open up this one where it's the bride. Oh, we get her real name in this one too, finally.
Oh, Beatrix Kiddo.
That's a terrible name. Like,
I know. I'm like,
Stan Lee would want to fight Quentin Tarantino for that. That's all I'm saying. It's terrible.
Well, that's the when they finally revealed it. I'm like, why have we been bleeping this since the first movie? I'm like, is it so we didn't realize it was like a horrible, shitty name?
Yeah. I don't think people would have connected in the first movie. Now we've got some skin in the game, so now we can know.
Well, and
terrible name
because he's calling her kiddo, and it's just like,
you got me, Dad. Like, that is so creepy that they had to relate like the whole thing. I'm just like,
oh, those two, her and David Carradine.
Like, David Carradine was like ancient when I was a kid, let alone like me as like a teenager, like going into early young adulthood.
Oh
like,
yeah,
geez.
I mean, he was on Kung Fu in the 70s.
Yeah, and the remake that they did in the 90s
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah,
It
yeah.
was him and his brother or something like that, if I remember
It
right.
was supposed to be. It was supposed to be his son. I think it was like because
Yeah.
it was like the next generation or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the legend continues. And I'm just like, always like it's like making Tom Cruise the last samurai or Brad Pitt the next. Why? Why? It's
Yeah,
better than Chuck Norris though, so.
but I mean, but you have to admit there are relationships like that. Younger
Oh
woman.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. And I
yeah.
guess when you're a killer for hire,
And he was a
better to
pop.
be with the devil you know than the devil you don't.
Oh, but and again, powerful man. It almost seemed like maybe she was a little more impressionable before all her training and everything.
I guess, but then it's like it begs the question. Daryl Hannah's character is like, was she sleeping with him before, and she's the new Daryl Hannah? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it
yeah.
seems like. I'm just saying.
Although
So
it's so weird.
I think he banged all the girls in the Viper Assassination Squad. Maybe is the vibes. Like
Maybe.
Bill is not a great guy. That's just the vibes.
Oh, no kidding. I mean,
And I do like the return of Michael Parks to the Quentin Tarantino universe, by the way. Reservoir Dogs is the best Quentin Tarantino movie, I think. Sorry, Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction's just got like way too much going on for its own good.
and it that was Sam Jackson as the organ player in the church, right?
Yes, of course.
I'm like, you have Sam Jackson, you use him just there? I'm like, that's
And
it.
he loves doing stuff like that, though.
I know, I guess, but
Like my favorite Sam Jackson fact is the fact that when they wanted him to be in Star Wars, he's like, okay, if I have to die, I want a purple lightsaber. I want everybody to know, like, that's my lightsaber. Nobody else can have this color. I think that's so badass.
yeah.
It's like finally another black person in the Star Wars universe. Shout out to Billy D. Williams, rest his soul. I think maybe.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about David Carradine's death. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oof. We won't talk about it though. Well, out of respect. Although the news the 90s and 2000s were brutal. The tabloids were brutal. They just didn't care. I mean, they were
2009.
posting autopsy photos and stuff, bro. Like,
Oh yeah, 2009. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm thinking back in the day, they wouldn't have even released the details, but it's like
like
they were
something changed in the culture, and it is like
they
there's
were like,
no reason I need to know the things I know about certain celebrities' deaths, bro.
and to make matters worse, it happened in Bangkok.
Damn it, Phil.
What? It's a place. Come on.
It's a place that exists. Anyway, so yeah, we kind of open up with the bride and her groom rehearsing their wedding.
Oh no!
And,
Before that, wasn't that when she's driving in the car and stuff? I'm like, how'd you feel
yeah,
about that with her breaking the fourth wall?
I was trying to glaze over it because it was stupid, but
And you could tell that whole driving scene was so fake. I'm like,
very green screen. It's intentional. I like a lot of the times are obviously intentional, and it's just like,
yeah.
I was like, is this like your shout out to Frank Miller's Sin City, or like what's going on here? Because I hate that movie. I hate both of those movies. Your mother's a whore. You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just
Like
like
some of the stuff, like I get like some of the
well,
homages and stuff, but some of the stuff, it's like just because you lampshade it doesn't make it not bad.
I think some of it's just he Quentin Tarantino is such a cinephile and such a fan of movies and stuff, and it's just okay.
Yeah, but we could have done without that. My personal opinion.
I know. I agree.
So like that's why I glossed over it because I don't like it.
Basically, her, she's like, my final just stop. I'm gonna kill, and it's just like, well, you gotta stop her too before then.
That was for the I feel like that was for the trailer. That's before they were making like actual like trailer footage just for the trailer. So I feel like he put that scene in just for the trailer.
Yeah, but like,
that's my personal theory about some of this stuff for sure. Now they just literally make stuff for trailers. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Damn you, Disney, for making it a standard practice.
And fake trailers.
Yeah. So yeah, I like the background that we get with we see her at her wedding and
she's pregnant. Yeah.
And Bill's the father. It's like,
Well,
ooh, somebody's getting cool.
then we had Rufus. He's the man.
He's
What was
gonna
that?
shoot everybody.
Was that like an inside joke? Because it's like the priest must have said that a few times, like, "Oh, Rufus, he's the man," and then when Bill shows up, he says, "I'm the man," and I'm just like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "What is that? What is that? Is that an inside joke?"
Probably.
He's the man.
Who knows?
But yeah,
You know.
that's so creepy that like Bill's the father, but when he shows up, she tells her fiance that that's her father.
Oh, I know.
Ugh. It's just like, oh, you can walk her down the aisle. It's like, no, that's not his thing.
And I think actually, now that I think about it, I think if I remember right, that Rufus is supposed to be the character from Pulp Fiction, because at the end of Pulp Fiction, he talks about how he wants to wander the earth and be a drifter, and then in this movie, he mentions being a drifter. I think it's confirmed canon, if I remember
Okay.
right. But
Yeah. That's right. Yes, because I do remember.
being a Quentin Tarantino fan, I think is one of those early 2000s kids quirks. And I did go through the phase, but most of it has left my brain. Thank
Yeah,
God.
because I saw like it was it on HBO or something a couple weeks ago. I saw like the last half of the second half of it back. Caught it, but yeah, I do remember him saying he wanted to wander the earth and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's confirmed canon about that.
Mm.
So I guess that to answer your question, yes, yes, it's an inside joke if you've seen
So
Pulp Fiction.
so it's a Tarantino verse Easter egg. Yes.
Yes, which most of the stuff is. Honestly,
Yes.
let's be real.
I know.
So we kind of cut to the 4 years later, and we kind of like recap what she's done and like why she's on the way to the trailer of Bill's brother Bud. But Bill warned him, and bro, I was like, rock salt.
Oh.
It's giving Supernatural vibes, but actually, this is a year before Supernatural came out, so
I mean, that's gonna hurt anyone, but yeah, especially you busty ladies. Ugh, jeez.
yeah. I just like how like when you see a guy get hit in the balls, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
like, oh, not the.
Lilith is sitting there going, oh. Mm-hmm. Now you know our pain.
That was crazy though.
I know, and
And then he calls L, and he's like, I'm gonna sell you the bride's sword for $1 million, and he seals her inside the coffin and buries her alive. And I love that shot as we see the earth raining down, and then the freaking frame changes ratio. So niche, so kitschy.
Yeah.
But I do like that part.
But I do like when you can hear the dirt in the coffin and stuff. Yeah.
And it's giving you that real, well, unless you've ever actually been in a coffin and know how comfy it is, claustrophobia.
I mean, I'm sure it's nice and comfy. You put some cushion in there, and you can open it in the comfort of your own home. Eh, Little Hellfire?
I mean, you don't even have to leave it open. I'm just saying.
I mean, that you can open it, and you're not it's not covered under 6 feet of dirt.
To each their own. Wherever
Oh,
you're into.
You want to be at a 6 feet under? Okay.
I mean, have you seen the one that's on fire in a dumpster?
I know.
I kind of want off this mortal coil, but I'm not going to do anything actively about it.
I have you on contract. You are not allowed to die. You have to podcast.
I have to live until 4/20/69. I told you that is
I know.
a hard lie. If a meteor doesn't take us all out, I have that is my best by date, and I'm gonna go take a long walk off a short pier after that.
Hey, I mean, it wasn't 69 hail, but oh my god, I was 19 days away from 420.
Okay, Elon Musk.
What?
He always makes that joke on his birthday. I can't believe I was born 69 days after 420. I hate that. I told you. Oh, mark your bingo cards, kids. That counts as Elon Musk slander. Mark your bingo card.
I was gonna say I didn't name this the X podcast. Come on.
The only X I want to see is XTube. Anyway.
Oh my.
So then we get that flashback, where they're talking about the martial arts.
Oh, I do kind of, with Pai Mei, which I kind of like just because it's like, oh, how's she gonna get out of this coffin? Well, let's flash back to this training, and
it's giving Arrow.
And or okay, and they give us an excuse for more, uh,
Backstory.
and just more
OP
degrading,
and why she's so OP. Yeah.
degrading of women.
Wow. I mean, it's Quentin Tarantino movie. What do you want?
No, true.
Like honestly, like like what most movies, like I said, Pulp Fiction is the best. Like it's just its own, like for the most part, one setting. It's just a real good character study. There's not a lot of like freaking cursing and inflammatory, unnecessary, derogatory, racist language. Like just Quentin Tarantino is just he does it for shock factor and stuff, but it's like, ew.
What is it?
Like it just does not. His stuff does not. Most of his stuff has not aged well.
Yeah, so what was it? It was like he doesn't like America or doesn't like something. He doesn't like he hates Caucasians or something. It's like he despises women.
He hates whites more than Americans. Got it, dude. It's like the trifecta of hate.
I was just waiting for him to say, and especially blondes.
Yeah. And so this is where she learns the 5-point palm exploding heart technique.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so he was like Bill's trainer too, like his sensei.
But he didn't show Bill.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Well, I guess maybe he has bad feelings toward Bill because I mean, Hattori Hanzo was like, "Oh, wasn't gonna make her that sword until she said it's Bill," or he's like, "Okay."
Exactly. I still love that quote. That quote is amazing. If on your journey you run into God, it will cut God.
Yes.
That is like an epic line of just mwah, chef's kiss.
Exactly.
So yeah, I love that kind of training montage, and it's like only 5 steps before dying. Yeah. It's like that damn snake in Australia.
Yeah.
So yeah, he ridicules her, but like that training went hard. That was better training than Elektra ever got. But those were the vibes I was getting. Was it just me? It totally felt a little bit like the Elektra training.
Kind of, sort of.
But better, elevated.
Better, yeah. Oh my God.
I was just waiting for like ropes to jump down and her to start swinging and shit.
Oh my God, when he just like jumps on her sword and kicks her in the head.
Wolf.
Oh my God. Just playing with his mustache, all Charlie Esther style.
And then that's what she used to escape the coffin? And I'm just like, okay.
Well, yeah, because he's like, what? She's like, I can't do it that close. What if your opponent's like 3 inches away? Well,
there you go. And it's like you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of that Arrow scene when like freaking he's trying to train Roy with the water drips or whatever. And he's like, this is stupid. Or like, if you're a person of a certain age, like young Hercules, where it was like all like the demigods are like in this training academy, and like they're doing like all these like stupid things, like you know how you have to jump from like pole to pole, you have to have a sword. Like, when are we ever gonna use this? And then in the episode, of course, they have to like use the technique. So it's just very reminiscent of that.
Well, yeah,
I love that trope, kind of, sort of, actually.
Well, again, I mean that's a trope's been around how long? Wax on, wax
since
off.
The beginning of time.
What's this for? Oh, you'll learn.
Oh, don't remind me. They're actually making another Karate Kid remake. Oh my God.
Well, yeah, I mean they always make that remake.
It's like, babes, if you couldn't make it work with Jackie Chan, I don't think you're gonna make it work with anybody.
Oh yeah, aren't they bringing it? Isn't it gonna be Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan or something?
Yeah, it's like I don't need that universe merged. Actually, thank you.
Well, they wanted Pat Morita, but since he's passed away, yeah.
Bro, I just can't get over it too. I'm just like the guy from Happy Days.
Hey man,
that was the first time I saw Karate Kid, and I'm just like, what?
Hey
what is going on here?
He needed work. I remember I saw Karate Kid before I ever saw Happy Days, and I was like, oh, it's the guy from Karate Kid.
Yeah, it's just the opposite for me. So I was like, oh, that's just freaking that guy from that. I was like, why was there an Asian guy in Happy Days? I don't know what's going on here. So many unanswered questions about that Happy Days universe. Like, why is Laverne and Shirley a spinoff? I don't know. Anyway,
why did Fonzie fight? Why did Fonzie and Mork fight? I don't know. We missed Charlie.
That's a shout out to Charlie.
I know.
He could actually probably answered that question, honestly.
well, don't you know anything? Oh my lord! You know what? That's what we need to do for his birthday or something. I mean, we'll review Superman 3 and then just have a conversation. You know, be like, okay, let's do an hour-long Charlie Esser-esque conversation.
Oh
That's an
God.
interesting artistic choice.
The downfall of Rick and Morty. I'll need a Rick and Morty expert, please.
Oh my!
Or the retirement of Matt Pat. Yeah.
You're with me now?
Oh my god!
It's a good thing you're gone, Charlie. You wouldn't have wanted to see it.
Oh my! Hey! I need an AI, and that we can feed in. Either like ask why did this show not work, or why did this not work? I mean, we got enough drops. I think it can approximate Charlie's voice.
Hell, just feed it all the super connectivity, honestly.
Oh, that's right, man. There's like 400 episodes of over 400 episodes of super connectivity. Yeah, there's plenty of audio for get a voice print. Yeah,
We'll get a Charlie bot. You want a
man.
Charlie chat?
Hey, oh my god, he would love it.
For patrons only.
That's the closest we could get to digitizing his consciousness. Oh my lord, he would love it.
I'm not a fancy man.
I'm a digital fancy man.
Oh man, our tangents are epic today. But
oh yeah. But yeah, no, the whole thing with the Pai Mei thing, which I thought was great, but I'm like, it got me thinking when he drops her off. I'm like, I would like to see how like Bill and Beatrix meet, because she doesn't seem, she just seemed like a.
I think he groomed her. There, I said it.
Well,
there, I said it.
What else I was gonna say? Why is he sending her to Pai Mei to train and stuff? I mean, how does he pick these women for the Assassins Club? Because again, I don't think she.
So they would feel pity for him and bang him. It's the Daredevil method.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, did they show any kind of skill, or is it just him, trying to get in their pants?
The most impressionable person, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe.
Because not everybody can be a gun for hire. Jeez. Let alone go through this extensive training.
But again, some people wouldn't see it coming.
I'm like, bro, I just want to poison people. If I'm gonna kill someone, you can just pray me. I'm gonna poison them. I'm not getting into hand-to-hand combat.
Well, I guess sometimes you don't have a choice.
If you're bad at it.
Wow, yeah.
Just saying, like, I want to do hand, and I don't want to be that kind of assassin if I had my choice.
And I mean, they kind of hinted at it towards the end of that flashback, but I'm like, I guess her and Pai Mei must have come to some kind of understanding or something. Because again, he showed her the exploding palm technique.
I think it was just to spite Bill. I think Bill was a terrible pupil. And he went pissing people off.
Or maybe even
and double crossing people, as we see.
Or maybe Pai Mei saw something. It's like, you know what? He's going to betray her.
The enemy of my friend is my friend.
Well, yeah.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So
maybe,
like I said.
Yeah, maybe Bill pissed off Pai Mei like he pissed off everyone else. And it was just like, you know what? Eventually he's going to cross her. And,
exactly. He has a long history of being a traitor. And he's like, I'll give this to her in her back pocket.
She'll be my weapon. Yeah.
Gotta play the long game.
Oh yeah, and remember, kids, before you bury someone, check their cowboy boots.
Careful there. Watch out for the spurs.
Oh my! She pulls out that straight razor, yeah, because Bud tied her up before he buried her. Oh, but he gave her a flashlight. I guess to prolong the agony.
Have you ever seen that movie? I think it's called It's with Ryan Reynolds. Now that will give you claustrophobia.
Oh my! No, I didn't see that.
I don't want to ruin it, but yeah, he gets buried alive. He has like matches and a cell phone.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's actually a pretty good underrated Ryan Reynolds movie. It's pre-Deadpool, I believe.
Well, so anyway, yes, she uses the palm technique to break out of the coffin and dig herself out.
That was an excellent use of flashback, actually. So I will concede. I will concede.
Yeah. I think that I would say that's probably the best use of flashback in this. Well, the two-parter.
Yeah.
I love she walks in that diner. She's all covered in dirt and asks the guy for a glass of water.
Somebody's thirsty.
Oh my god! It's Paula Schultz's zombie. But yes, but we see her walk through the desert, and she gets the Bud's trailer as Elle shows up.
Yep, kills him with a black mamba. Her code name. I see what you did there.
Well, Elle does it.
Yeah,
In the money. Yeah.
Yep. She's like, well, looks like the bride killed Bud. And you're like, oh, I see what you did there. Oh.
Yeah, she calls Bill and she's like, "Oh, she killed your brother."
And that's when we get the bride's real name at that particular point too.
Oh yeah.
So that's when Elle exits the trailer and they fight.
Oh, she's about to exit. Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so we learned that Pai Mei taught her too. So it's just like, oh.
Mm-hmm. But he
She
snatched.
killed Pai Mei by poisoning his favorite meal because he plucked her eye out.
Yeah, he plucked her eye out, and so she poisoned his fish heads.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Poison. It's a woman's murder weapon for a reason.
Well, and two, she knew she couldn't take him in a fight, so
of course,
it had to be more subtle. Yeah.
Use your feminine wiles, and by wiles I mean poison.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about his other weaponry.
Superior puss.
What? Poison's poison.
Hell, wow. I don't think
what is just a slower, more pleasurable way to go out?
I was gonna say, I don't know if there's poison there. I don't know if anyone's walking away.
Superior puss.
But
that's why actually, my grandma said never call anyone a fool. You know why?
Why?
Because drunks, babies, and fools are the only people God takes care of. That's why you should never call somebody a fool. Some weird old adage, I think. Never bothered to look it up, but she used to say it all the time. And then she gets her other eye plucked out. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Well, again, she's coming at Beatrix with that Hattori Hanzo she took from her, but then Beatrix finds, yes, Bud claimed he pawned his Hattori Hanzo sword, but he didn't. He just kept them with his golf clubs.
You know what that reminded me of? That reminded me of that scene in Dogma where it's like, yeah, I bet you this priest blesses his golf club. For some reason, I was just watching it. I was like, that reminded me of that particular scene for some reason.
And you give your brother like one of the most perfectly made swords on earth, and you inscribe it to Bud, the only man I've ever loved.
Now that's brotherly love.
Mm-hmm. But I love he told Bill, hey, I pawned it for he's like, it was priceless. Well, no. In El Paso,
he got it for sure.
250. I say $250. I'm like, damn, he didn't even get $1,000 for it.
Yeah, that's wild.
But he didn't.
But he's a drunk, Well,
I think he was just trying to hurt Bill. He's like, no, I sold that thing for $250.
It's like, why you would want to piss off your brother who's like one of the deadliest people in the world? I don't know.
Yeah, and probably makes a decent living.
He's like a bouncer at a strip club. It's just like relatable. Relatable.
I love when the guy says, "Oh, you're late," and he's like, but then the guy says, taking his shifts off him. He says to Michael Madsen, "You kids, the only thing works is messing with your money. You kids, they look like they're the same age."
Yeah.
But that's a weird thing. All right, here's the question. So Bill was mad that I guess that she left him and stuff. Maybe because she was carrying his baby, but I'm just like, it seems like everyone else was off doing their own thing too.
Yeah.
I mean, or did they just come together when there's a job or something? But but she wanted out.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. She got pregnant. She didn't want Bill to drag their child into that life, and also keep her dangling because they had a kid togetger. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
He probably got her knocked up on purpose for all we know. There's people like that.
Yeah.
Both ways.
Mm. Oh yeah, we do get that flashback when she finds out she's pregnant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but when she plucks out Elle's other eye.
I saw a lot of those like those posters with the eye, the Kill Bill 2 with the eye. And I was just like, oh, should I use that for mine? Which I did. I ended up using the abstract version.
Oh, then she steps on it.
But
that's
all I could think was Halloween as a kid with the grapes. Where they pretend like it's the eye.
Oh my god, but yeah, she don't kill her. She just snatches out the other eye, so now she's in
Leaves
pain,
her defenseless, yeah.
completely. And that snake still wandering around.
Slithering around somewhere, yeah.
So it's either that snake's gonna kill her, or she's gonna live the rest of her life with no eyes.
Which is doable.
I don't know. Well, and again, she has to get out of the desert. I mean, does anyone know she's in the middle of the desert?
Well, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's the moral of the story, I guess. Honestly.
Well, oh, nice pun.
I was gonna say it, but I don't need to hear that as a quote. So
What? Oh, okay.
I don't need that as an eternal drop. So I just caught myself finally. Then we head over to Mexico, where that retired pimp helps her find Bill.
Oh, yes, one of his other father figures, because she said, as someone who never knew his father, Bill collected father figures.
Weird.
But I'm like, I can see Pai Mei and stuff, because he was teaching him how to kill people. But I'm like,
Oh, and this goes to my theory about why he chose women. It's like he's a retired pimp. I think that's another piece to the puzzle. Yeah.
was Bill a pimp, or was he just hanging?
No, Esteban.
Oh, Esteban. Yeah. Lana Turner.
Their daughter's name is BB. Oh my god.
BB.
And she's 4.
Mm-hmm. So
And then he shoots Beatrix with that dark containing truth serum, and it's just like, bro, she was gonna tell you the truth regardless, bro.
Oh yeah. So it's so weird because again, she's shocked that her daughter's alive. I mean, I guess she just assumed the baby died, but it's.
Yeah, I mean, well, she's in a coma for that whole time, so the baby could have been put up for adoption or whatever.
That's what I was gonna say. That should have been her first move. Is to
well, if she thought that the kid was dead, she got shot in the head,
Yeah, that's true.
And we don't. Did they ever really say how many months she was when she? Because it depends. There's a threshold for premature babies being able to live in an incubator and then go on to actually live a normal life too. So maybe that was in her
she
head.
was still breathing and everything, so they might have just been able to keep that baby, in her for until.
But and they never really showed her obviously they would have gave her a C-section, but
yeah, exactly. So wouldn't you have seen a C-section scar or something?
Again, this is what happens when men writes women characters. Men can barely find the clitoris, let alone talk about a C-section scar. So
what's that?
Exactly. It's not a myth, I can assure you. Nor is the G-spot.
G-spot. But yeah, so she walks in and she sees BB and she's all, And yes, she gets shot with the truth serum. Oh, what did you think of as someone who spouts that yes, Superman can beat Hulk? What did you think about the whole Superman speech?
Not the person I wanted to give that speech.
Yeah, true.
It's like, ooh, a broken clock could be right twice a day, but it doesn't feel good, bro.
Yeah, I'm keen on comics. I'm like, oh my god.
Quentin Tarantino is not, by the way. It shows. It shows.
Well, Lord.
It's I think you meant Lex Luthor. I think that was the character he was looking for, actually.
Maybe, yeah, because he said, yes, Clark Kent is, Superman's take on humanity, how weak and stupid we are. I'm like,
it's not.
It's
giving Frank Miller.
It's the complete opposite.
It's giving Frank Miller a fundamental misinterpretation.
Yeah,
it's no what? It's even worse. It's giving Zack Snyder.
True.
That is what it's giving. And that's even worse than Frank Miller, to be honest.
That's the thing. It's like, because
Frank Miller hated Superman. He didn't care to understand.
Yeah, that's
the complexities. Zack Snyder thought he understood, but he did not. He is no John Byrne.
No, Zack Snyder, Frank Miller, not Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, a lot of
Bendis.
Your mother's a whore.
Bendis. Yeah, they don't get Superman. It's like
they think they do, but they don't. It's like when people idolize Bryan Cranston's character from Breaking Bad. It's like you're missing the point. Or Rick from Rick and Morty. It's like, guys, people who miss the point of these characters and try to emulate them. It's like, no, babes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Superman's about heart. Yeah, no, yeah. Quentin Tarantino didn't get it.
Yeah, he doesn't get it.
His point was basically just, you thought you were going to have a normal life, but no, you're the killer, and you can't change. And so yeah, they have their whole big conversation, and then he asks her why she left, and and then we get the flashback.
This is true though, but they say the kills aren't in chronological order. That Bill isn't actually the last person that she kills or something like that. I don't know how much canon that is. There's a lot of interesting theories, I guess, around Kill Bill.
Well, who would she have killed after Bill?
Exactly.
Because Elle's talking to Bill on the phone, so that whole thing happened before she kills Bill. I mean, he tells Bud about her taking on the crazy 88.
Exactly. So I'm just like, it's so many weird theories about it. It's just like, do you just not watch it, or are you just having fun? You having a go? But I've seen that like several times.
The only one I think it possibly do after Bill, which doesn't make any sense, wouldn't it be Vivica A. Fox? I mean,
yeah, they say that's actually the last person that she kills, and it's like ironic because she kills her in front of her daughter after she's like.
Well, that's what I was thinking too, because I'm just like, oh yeah, happy ending. She gets her daughter back, but then she murders this woman in front of her daughter.
And then she's like, "Yeah, you can come after me." And like I said, I honestly believe like it was supposed to be a 3. He just got lazy and didn't want to do it, and that was going to be the third part because there's no real happy endings in Quentin Tarantino movies. So
I remember you were like, oh, about a 3. I mean, if he ever want to do a 3, it could be like BB versus her daughter. I don't know.
Yeah. And we can have, since literally Uma Thurman's daughter, Maya Hawke, looks just like her. That's the wild thing. Like, poor Ethan Hawke's genes are nowhere to be seen. Like, goodbye, sir.
Yeah, just play
Mom,
on that.
I think Dad's adopted.
Just play on that trope of like, this generational hatred, It's like the Hatfields and McCoys, so the 2 daughters go at it in the third one.
Yeah. I really feel like, and this is the rare case where I feel like the sequel is better than the first movie, but again, it's a continuation. It's not really a sequel, but technically.
But how did you feel about the quote unquote final fight with her and Bill? I mean,
I love that it was quiet, it was subtle. I think that's after all the bloodbath, like you kind of want to go out with a whimper and not a bang, because literally, as like I said, Daryl Hannah and Uma Thurman's fight is the crescendo of the whole movie, and it happens pretty early. It's pretty early, so everything is just like falling action at that point, and that's the climax. And sometimes a climax can be soft and gentle,
Hey-o! Not that Lilith likes it that way, but yeah, sometimes it can be.
Occasionally you need a break.
Sometimes the waves don't have to pound the surf every time. No. But yeah, I mean, I get it. I kind of like the way I liked it is it was a surprise because you were waiting for another epic battle like with her.
It's just this conversation
with her and Daryl Hannah or Lucy Liu. Yeah, but and then just boom, you kill.
There's this is the thing for me personally. I don't feel like Quentin Tarantino movies are quotable because of the dialogue and his like Howard S. shock jock factor of it all. So I find it really cringy looking back on all the like quotes that I thought I might like.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but there's the quote that I have in my, if you're watching on YouTube. So what's it gonna be, sister? Right before he buries her. I think that's kind of a funny one.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is like, he's talking about like, that can of mace, and he's like, you're going underground tonight, and it's just like,
yeah, I'll burn your eyes out.
Yeah. And then he's like, that's a wise decision. She's nodding toward the flashlight. And then also that one, it's like, Pai Mei taught you the 5-point exploding heart technique? Of course he did. Why didn't you tell me? I don't know, because I'm a bad person. He goes, no, you're not a bad person. You're a terrific person. You're my favorite person. But every once in a while, you can be a real cunt. Perfect. Now, that is the most perfect Quentin Tarantino dialogue you're ever going to get in any Quentin Tarantino movie.
Oh, you know who she didn't get revenge on? That guy who was with Bud when they buried her.
Oh. That can be in part 3 too.
There you go. Oh, or BB, tracks them down. How did you feel about the end where like, when they're in the hotel room or whatever and she's like in the bathroom crying, I guess, over Bill, and I'm just like, I get you probably
Well,
loved
two
it.
things can be true at the same time. Apparently, they were together a long time. She is the father of his child. She just wanted something different, and she didn't want it to end like that. But he
I
shot like
Well-
revenge is bittersweet.
well,
What do
that's
they say? When you set out for revenge, it's best to dig two graves, right?
Mhm. Well, that's the thing. I was gonna say I get the whole thing. You know, she was in love with him despite everything, but I'm like, I don't know. Call me petty, because but I'm just like, yeah, shoot me in the head, point blank, put me in a coma, and steal my child. That love made me die pretty quick.
Also, this timeline is pretty quick too. She doesn't have a lot of. This is her first time to process everything that's happened to her. I don't think
That's
it's
true.
just Bill. It's
Okay,
everything.
yeah.
She has this kid to think about. All her friends she had to kill.
Okay,
Who thought
that,
she was like. It's a lot to process.
that makes me that's better for me. It's like all the trauma, yeah, since she like
Yeah.
up, yeah.
She finally has a breath, and now she's got this 4-year-old. God knows, I couldn't deal with a 4-year-old. I can barely deal with preteens and teenagers. Like,
And there's nobody, and, it's just the two of them. There's no one else left in her life. All these
and there's possibly somebody still like smarting after revenge from all these people she's killed too. So,
oh yeah, there you go.
I don't know. It's gonna be a rough life.
I love. She took on 88 of them. No, they weren't really 88. Then why are they called Crazy 88? They just like the sound of it. They thought it sounded cool.
Oh no.
It's so funny. There wasn't really 88 of them.
It would have been actually a little bit better if it was.
Oh, that would have been great. But I mean,
Yeah, that would have been a little too.
Was it unbelievable? It's just like, oh yeah, she took on almost 100 people by herself. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think one of the most underrated like lines of dialogue is when Bill goes, "How'd I look?" and the bride says, "You look ready."
Oh yeah, after she gives him the punch, because you gotta take 5 steps before you die. Yeah.
Yep. Or the one where he's like, "You and I have unfinished business," and Bill's like, "Baby, you ain't kidding." The way he says it is so freaking creepy but hilarious.
I know. Yeah.
David Carradine really like chewed the scenery in this movie, but it
Oh,
was like a very quiet, subtle performance. Like you could almost find him likable if you like. I think you can find him likable if you did like. I feel like the two movies can stand apart on their own. Like I feel like because they give you some flashback and some history, so it's just kind of like you can if you want to.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people like saw the second one and then watched the first one.
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of people end up liking 2 over 1. But I just think that because as the conclusion of it, like we were doing all the build up, this just as the progression of the story is just better because this is where everything happens. This is the conclusion. This is our resolution. We get our happy ending.
Well, I wonder if people were talking about, maybe the kills were out of order, because I mean, in the first one, the kills were out of order because because I guess she goes after the Crazy 88 first, and it's just like, why would you go after the army first and not the lone woman? Yeah.
Well, she probably, and this is why it makes the most sense to me. Like she's when you look at this scene, if you're looking at it that context, she seems reluctant. Like she shows up, she's reluctant, but she's the last on her list. Like, cause she has a kid. That's why she stops when she sees the kid. This is why it gives credence to that idea that that's the last person that she kills. Cause it's like she has the life that she wanted for herself and BB, right? Like she's a suburban mom. She's got her kid, but you're last on the list. I can't be looking over my shoulder the rest of my life, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why she tells the kid what she tells the kid. And I can see it from that perspective.
Yeah, yeah. That means she'd have to come back for that pussy wagon.
I would.
Oh.
Superior puss.
Yeah, but that was good. No, these were again. I
2 is definitely better, just because it gives you
how good
what you need.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still early 2000s cringe, but it's good. I think it's fun because like it's a love letter to westerns and samurai movies and grindhouse and like all the things that Quentin Tarantino loves, and it's really interesting to see his take on it, I guess. And I love, like I said, the best thing about it is that he used women over 40 and like it just, though they weren't like over sexualized, I guess, like That's like the best thing I could say about this movie. Because like had like say Zack Snyder made a movie kind of similar, right? Sucker Punch, and that is that's a whole discussion in and of itself. But on the surface level, it's very over sexualized.
I mean, for a movie of this era, yeah, it's the women are.
It's shocking,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. Well, again, I think for all his faults, I think Quentin Tarantino is more about the cinema of it than
Sometimes,
yeah. But no, David Carradine.
It's more salaciousness, but back then he definitely was like trying to be the master of his craft, and he was definitely at this time going after being the director of his generation. But he kind of fell short. But he was definitely he was in his bag with this one. I ain't gonna lie.
But no, you were talking about David Carradine. I mean, not you say that. I think he really like rode that line like between charming and creepy like well.
Yeah, it was giving Professor X. It's like, I understand what you're going for, but the way you're going about it with these child soldiers and that creepy relationship with Jean, I don't know.
I almost feel like they made Bud his brother, so they weren't just like, oh yeah, he banged him too.
I mean, they didn't have father figures, so.
Oh.
It's giving Sam and Dean Winchester, if you know, Supernatural fans.
Oh,
Wincest. It's giving Wincest. Or Game of Thrones fans, it's giving Twincest.
Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Ooh, yikes. I honestly never got those vibes from them, though.
In the Ultimate line, they kind of.
Well, the Ultimate line is the Ultimate line. We know who wrote that too. So, make sure to check up on your favorite comic book people, man. I don't think a lot of them are okay. But no, on that note, I will give this movie by itself a solid A as an asshole minus.
Wow.
Okay, fine, awesome.
No, I don't care. You can say what you say however you want. I was just
okay.
I surprised.
But like so that kind of brings the whole both movies down to like a B minus though.
Oh, what did you give the first one?
I think I gave it like a C.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, like it's just like so much setup and the dialogue's not good and like you really don't actually know what's kind of going on and it just feels gratuitous. But when you see like it as a whole complete picture, yeah, it's definitely better.
All right, yeah.
What about you?
I think I gotta agree with the A minus. I think it's a great movie, but there's just enough to bring it down to the minus.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's our take on Kill Bill Volume 2.
But you can send us your thoughts about the Kill Bill movies or our upcoming, because next episode we're going to talk the 2-episode premiere of X-Men 97, like we said. And then the week after that, we're going to talk. We're going to cover the season. I don't know if there's going to be a season 2, but the season, the whole 6-episode season of The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live.
Well, didn't Norman Reedus' show get picked up for a second season, right?
Yeah.
So I think Rick and Michonne are going to definitely have a season 2.
Oh, yeah.
I have to go check their ratings, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they will. Because I think that's the one most people were most excited about, actually. Because the way that the character Rick left or whatever. And wasn't Rick a fan favorite or whatever?
I mean, he was pretty much the main character.
Yeah, so it's like...
Yeah. Oh, no, people have been waiting for this for a while, because I think they kind of like delayed it for a while, so
yeah, it's like, oh, I'm finally putting my $6.99 for AMC Plus and Shudder to use. Yay. So like I literally I think I watched it for like Interview with a Vampire and Mayfair Witches, and of course like they haven't come back yet or whatever, so it's just like
oh,
finally.
Did you see on AMC also, did you see that new I know you don't watch commercials a lot, but there's a new Giancarlo Esposito movie or show.
Are you talking about the Guy Ritchie one? The Gentleman?
No, it's called Perich. Parish. It almost looks like Giancarlo Esposito is like the transporter almost.
Oh no, I haven't. I love him though.
Yeah, almost looks like
he was in The Gentleman with Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman on Netflix, and it's kind of tangentially related, or it's supposed to be a direct spinoff of the Gentleman movie. So if you know, you know. And I was very impressed. I feel like Guy Ritchie has grown as a writer and a director. I would recommend it. Just shout out.
No, it's it's in like an AMC show, I guess.
Oh, I mean, after what they did to that show with Better Call Saul's main character, I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, but it looks like it might be like a.
When's it? Is it already out or?
No, I think they said it. I think it's coming out the 31st. I think.
Okay. You want to
Wait.
like?
I mean, we can put it down. Okay, I was just looking this up. Desperate personal circumstances push Gray
Oh,
Perich
he's a taxi driver. This one.
back into a life of crime, working with a ruthless gangster, the Horse. Gray's family ends up in the crosshairs, and he risks losing everything he loves.
Oh, okay. It's based on a. Oh, this is another one based on a book.
I guess.
They're loving that.
Mm.
Or is this a? Oh no, it's an old TV show from the BBC. Oh, okay. It's The Driver actually from BBC. Okay, that's weird because usually they don't change BBC titles. I guess they don't want to give it away though. I've actually seen that show. Yeah, we can check it out.
All right, I was gonna say maybe at the end of this season or something. So.
Oh, this cast is adorable.
So maybe, all right, I'll set the DVR.
Not Curry Graham being a villain again. Damn. He is like without the context. He is like the Canadian Kevin Spacey. Like I swear they're like twins. It's so hilarious. And he always plays a bad guy. And Kevin Spacey almost always plays a bad guy too.
But
because he was a bad person in real life, but not Carrie, not Carrie.
But I think I like many of us, I'll give anything like a quick glance for Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah. I mean, I even watched The Mandalorian finally for him, so you know. What?
I don't know.
Everything, but he's way better on The Last of Us than he is on The Mandalorian. Because, like, what does he get to do? It's giving Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man. Like,
yeah, and again, it's I mean, Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. I mean, he had more to do there. So,
I mean, that man's. He did have a flop with that Netflix show you could watch out of order. I didn't really care for that, but almost anything else he's ever been in, I love.
Oh yeah.
They underutilized him in Dear White People too, so unfortunately.
Right. So I'll see how long the season is. Yeah, the season's over. I'll add it to the schedule, kids. So eventually we'll get to that show, and then after the
other shows you want us to check out, let us know.
Yes, and
throw Phil's schedule in the chaos and watch his OCD tick.
And then after The Ones Who Live, we'll cover the whole second half of Invincible season 2, all 4 episodes.
Yay!
So good stuff coming up. And Lilith Hellfire's already picked her topic for episode 69. So,
I mean, it's a ways away, but you want to tell them or?
I mean, we can wait. It's at the end of May, kids. But
yeah,
we can wait a little bit.
They can get their feedback in. People probably have thoughts on this. This was like a whole thing.
Oh.
You could get it at the book fair if you know you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, our book fairs, I don't think we're like that.
Yeah, we had all those. We had everything because it was for honestly, it was for kids. Not the specific issue, but you could at our seminar book fair.
Like the regular, but okay. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So when it's a little closer, we should. I think this is definitely one of those big cultural touch points.
You guys probably got thoughts, Ray.
I don't think they got it in Australia.
Oh, I'm sure he found a way. Oh, maybe he'll peruse online now and be like, oh, yes. Maybe they'll make it an add-on on Marvel Snap. All right. All right, kids. So, yes, send us all your thoughts on all our upcoming episodes on Kill Bill. Any suggestions, anything you want us to cover? Like I said, X-Men 97, The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, Invincible. Email us. saltyandpetty69@gmail.com.
He got it, kids.
Got him. saltyandpetty69@gmail.com. Or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. And of course, you can find.
Man, if we could have just got 420-69-69.
I tried. I know who I'm podcasting with. I tried. So yes, if you want to find all episodes of this show or any of the other shows we do, you can find those. You can find social media for all of our shows. You can find merchandise. Again, pick up t-shirts, new t-shirts. Oh, kids, that's right. We're going to be rebranding new logos soon, so stay tuned for some new merch. And of course, you can just rain random money on us through the Cash App link, little favorite method.
Make it rain.
And of course, our Patreon, where a lot of our shows we talk comic books, but yeah, the Patreon we usually talk something different, like the March episode, Little Hellfire conspiracy theories. Why aren't birds real? So find all of it all in one place. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
And stay tuned for a new show on the Capes and Lunatics feed, kids. So your old buddy Phil may be doing something solo, so stay tuned. All right. Lilith Hellfire. On the Facebooks or not even?
I lost my phone where Facebook is on, so I don't know.
Yes. The one device you can sign in on Facebook, kids, because you can't sign in on any other device.
Yeah, Facebook is intrusive.
I thought you just watched a ton of porn to throw off the
It's not about that. I don't want to alarm people, but like, yeah, Facebook and all your social media apps are way too intrusive. I keep all my social media apps quarantined on one device that's not connected to my network. I'm just saying.
Paranoid kids. All right. No, I know.
Hey, just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get every last piece of your data. Okay.
Hello, Lilith.
That's just a sample for our conspiracy theory episode.
Hello, Lilith's FBI and CIA watchers. Hi.
No. It's all just NSA. FBI knows I'm harmless. NSA, everybody has an NSA agent. Sorry to alarm you. It's true.
Wow.
Don't let Snoops tell you that's false, because it ain't.
And on that happy note, yes. Thank you for joining us again. Next episode, the 2-episode premiere of X-Men 97, followed by the whole season of The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live, followed by the second half of season 2 of Invincible. Remember, kids, join us same petty time, same petty channel. Who's the man?
Baba Baba Boo.
Baba Booey.